her, sorry. But she's hysterical. Please put your hands together for AJ.
How do you follow nooks and crannies? Okay, so he's right. I do a monthly show on the west side over in Glendale called Late Night Grind. It's the last Tuesday of every month at Next Coffee, if you're out that way ever. So I'm a cougar in remission. I don't like to say reformed because it's like a disease. It could come back at any time. How you doing? He's like, don't look directly in her eyes. She's gonna pounce. My grandma died this week.
Aww.
Thank you. She was a very religious Christian woman, and she's always checking my status with the Lord. So I saw her going downhill, so I thought I'd give her a little taste of her own medicine. I was like, Grandma, you ready to meet Jesus? And she said, well, of course I am. But not right now. So I put down the pillow. My family's from the South. Any Southerners here? Anybody from the South? Nice. Who's that with you? Your wife? No, I know that. I mean, was it your first or your second cousin? Hey, it's cool. I actually had cousins that were married. An aunt and an uncle that were married. Nobody would talk about it. I couldn't get a straight answer, so I finally went directly to the source. Aunt Kathy, are you and Uncle Ronnie cousins? You know what I got? This is the answer. Well, we don't know. What do you mean you don't know? Well, we're just not real sure who his daddy is. So, this was back in the day before Maury Povich. So they had to do it the old-fashioned way and pop out a kid, see how he turned out. They were cousins. Little Everett wasn't quite right. I haven't been so lucky in love. A girlfriend of mine gave me a book called The 90-Day Contract, right? And the premise of this book is that you don't really date, you go into a contract with someone, like on the first date. I'm lucky if I can get the guy to show up at Starbucks. And how does this go down? You know, negotiation, right? I'm waiting for the manager to come out of the back saying something like, how can we get you into AJ tonight? Like I said, I have not been so lucky in love. I was married once. Yeah, it turns out the little bastard was gay. Could keep quite a secret. I know. I had a couple of clues, right? He did force me to go to Barry Manilow concert once. Yeah. And he was a cop. That's not the joke. But he was a police officer, and he used to love to carpool with this cowboy and an Indian construction worker. The worst thing about being married to him was my former mother-in-law. She was such a bitch, you know, and now that she knows that I'm not the reason for our separation, I think she owes me an apology, right? A card, a letter, something. Turns out Hallmark doesn't make cards for those occasions. But if they did, say something like this. I'm sorry, I was overbearing. In our house, there was a lack of caring. Nature or nurture, who could know? My son would grow up to be a big homo. I'm sorry I was such a crazy nut. And that my son liked it in the butt. Having been married to a gay man, I like to think of myself as gently used. If I came with a Carfax, that's what it would say, gently used. Because my Carfax guy would be gay. Low miles. One owner preferred to drive the other vehicle, the Ram van. Like new interior. I don't understand men sometimes. They don't get why you don't want to be with them sometimes, that you can be completely revolted by them, right? And they don't get it. They're like, what, you don't want none of this? And they try to put it back on you like, what's your problem, right? Gotta be your problem, you on your period. No. And then they want to solve the problem. Well, let me put it in your butt. You tried that, didn't you? So I found out some things recently about, dating a guy. You don't have to get all up in his business. You can just ask a few questions about his cell phone plan, right? Like, do you have a home phone and a cell phone, or are you just a one phone kind of guy? You prefer just nights and weekends? Are you unlimited minutes? You checked into the family plan? Have you used the three-way feature? How long have you been in your current contract? How many contracts have you been in? Ever had a virus from one of those dirty little forwards? No. Do you roam? I bet you like the butt dial, don't ya? Hey, well, that's my time, and I'm going to wrap it up here. Thanks, guys, for coming out.